Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Cherry Pit, hosted by yours truly, Chris Cherry. We have a very, very, very special melanated episode prepared for y'all today. We have three of the most talented human beings on this earth, period. Jawan Tyrell Perry, Richard Baskin Jr., and Devin Bowles. All right, y'all can unmute yourselves.
Hola.
Hello, y'all. How are y'all doing?
I'm great.
Holly.
Oh my gosh. Let's start with you, Joanne. How are you doing? How is
I'm trying my best to live.
Okay.
The best so I can.
Yes. What have you been up to? What are you binging right now? That's the first question I want to ask everyone.
Oh, I just finished Hollywood, the new Ryan Murphy show.
Oh. Is that on?
That was pretty good.
Is it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I need to check that out. Richard, my lovely, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically well.
Yes. Keeping sane?
Yes, 100%.
What are you binging right now?
I am not binging anything. I'm binging books. I don't watch TV.
Ooh. No, okay.
Growing that mind.
What are you reading then?
I read a lot of, trade things like singing and how the voice works and how teaching works and things so nerdy type stuff.
And what were you doing before the quarantine began?
Before the quarantine, I was actually gearing up to do quite a bit of music direction work I just started with the New York public school system. Then I was also going to do some stuff at NYU and some stuff at Juilliard. And it did not happen. Everything was canceled.
But that's incredible. Have you been doing, because I know you still sing and songwrite and perform a lot, are you starting to go more into music direction and kind of taking a back seat on recording and writing, or are you kind of just doing all?
No, I am doing what I need to do for checks right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need me to music direct your collegiate production of Into the Woods, great. If you need me to and record background vocals or lead vocals on a song that you wrote, I'm here to do that as well. Or if you need somebody to teach you chords on the piano, we'll do that too.
You're so unreal. How did you get to be so damn versatile? You're one of the most versatile humans that I know.
You just you are put in positions to do things. I have always been a person, I won't use the term teacher's pet because, I just won't use that term to describe myself. But I've always been very close to my teachers and mentors. So I was often thrown into situations hey, lead the ensemble today, or write this for the group, or, it's just stuff like that. You just get thrown into as many uncomfortable positions as possible, and then you adapt very quickly.
And how long have you been studying piano? I'm so curious because you literally, Richard, y'all, if y'all don't know, literally sight reads, and it's unbelievable. But yeah, how long have you been studying piano?
Since the 1990s. It's been a journey.
Come on, the 90s.
Season.
Yes.
The 90s. It's been a long time.
Yes.
But it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. Devin, how are you doing, my love?
Man, I'm doing all right. Making it. It's every day is a roller coaster. One day might be motivated, other day might be we just want to eat some chicken and sit in the house. So
I just had some Popeyes yesterday, so that's very accurate.
You never know. But man, honestly, it's every day is a different journey, and I'm just glad to be in the house. And,
being
That's where we're, you know.
This is our first time meeting. I'm so excited about this.
I never would have thought it would have been virtual, but you know what? I'm happy with it.
Me too. Literally, you and Juwan. This is my first time. It's amazing. I think that's like social media has its negative sides too, but I think that's the brilliance of modern technology and where we're at, that we literally can develop like real relationships with people, and they live on the other side of the planet.
That's true. Speaking
of what's going on right now, how is everyone dealing with what's going on in the news right now with again, I mean, I'm sure it's been happening, but it just hasn't been being covered in the media. But now that we're kind of all seeing again right in our face that Black men are being killed over and over again by the police, like how is everyone dealing with that right now? Joanne, you want to talk about that first?
Yeah, well, it's always been difficult especially being a Black man, and I'm from the South. I'm here currently, but it's been very difficult, like existing in this place where like the buildings you see were built like with slave things intended to do it. So it's very difficult, and it's very difficult to be your authentic self and not non-diluted for the white counterpart. That's the part. But I'm trying to live. I'm just trying to be me and be happy. I can't be nothing else. So
exactly. Do you feel like, because I kind of do, but I wonder if you feel, or if you guys feel like it translates sort of in the arts, like like even down to like the way that things are cast. Like, how do you feel about that? How has your experience been with that?
Well, you know, they never really cast me in stuff that it's primarily white. I never get that. They're always like, well, we'll just make you like the Black person who comes in and takes the you know, it's never been like, oh, you're gonna sing Bobby and like Company. Yeah. There's never been that.
Even though you could destroy that role.
That's my dream. I want to play Bobby. I want to do that tomorrow. But maybe when I'm 30.
Yes, we're speaking it into existence, Lord.
Into manifesting it. But it's always been difficult in theater being Black. And like, especially black men are expected to be this certain thing. Yeah. Like we're expected to be the baritones with the low, deep voices. And when we're not that, we're supposed to be Billy Porter screaming E's, F's, and things off the piano. So there's no in between, you know.
Even with like riffing and running, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that even though you may be able to do it, and yes, like you can do it, but like there's other facets to my voice as well. Like, yeah, Richard, what has your experience been in the audition room particularly?
Well, it's different than what most people's experience is, because I am usually coming from an instrumental situation. I have been in rooms for shows and I sing how I sing and everything is great. I always get a call back. I mean, I hope that continues.
Yep, it will.
But there's always like a little bit of, I don't want to use the word fetishization, but it's,
yeah, I think that is the right word.
You see me, I'm 6'3", I have all of this hair. It's like you have already put me in a box, you know, that you think that I do. You hear my voice, it's like, oh, so I bet like you could just riff and run all over the place. Can you do that? Like, yeah, I could do that, but that's not what I'm here for.
Exactly.
You know what
I mean?
Right. Also, it's that riffing and running it doesn't connect. There's no connection between and singing.
Can you do that one more time for us?
Like, how disjointed is that? Okay, you know, I'm thinking about slavery, which I actually don't want to sing anymore about. But
seriously,
that's what people, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but that's what people are writing, or that's what they want us to do. And that, no.
Where is it fit?
It does, but that's what you want me to do. I was in a production of Oliver.
I have to ask as who? I have to ask as who?
I was a random person in the ensemble, and I can tell you exactly why I was cast, because I'm 6'3" and I can move pieces and can hold a part. Let's just be real.
Also, y'all, y'all probably hear it. My roommate is having some sort of spiritual journey in the other room. So if you hear the music in the background, then I apologize. But sorry for interrupting.
But to go off of Richard, it's one of those things that it's always a blessing to be cast in anybody's production. Let me get that straight.
Definitely.
But at the same time, you also, you want to bring yourself to the table, because I'm a beast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to walk in the room because my skin color is going to diversify your show. I want to be cast because I'm good at my craft.
Come on.
And so it like I said, and this can trail back into a whole other conversation, but going off of Richard, you definitely, and I know he's way more experienced than me behind the panel, in front of the panel, and MDing and stuff, but you also, it's the same mindset. I want you to want me because I've spent these years perfecting my craft.
Exactly.
I want you to want me because I'm great with other castmates. I want you to want me because I can bring something to the role that you may have not seen before.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to bring something that's not that you've already visioned, because you automatically think I can do this because I look this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's same to go riffing and running and stuff, man. It's I can't tell you how many times I've been in a rehearsal and I've been asked to fill these few measures, and I'm going with this, and then they you might hear of, or riff this or run this. That's
No,
I can go off that.
and here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with that at all, but you have to know coming into a rehearsal, that's not the choice I'm gonna make off the bat.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
And so when I don't execute that choice, you then cannot decline my creativity because I didn't make that choice.
Exactly.
Am I making sense?
No, you 100%.
Let me know now.
No, you really are. I wanted to ask you, Devin, this is so random, but how was it performing at the freaking Kennedy Center? Like, geez Louise.
The Kennedy Center is beautiful, y'all. If you ever had a chance to go, to have that representation there is crucial.
Yeah, seriously.
I had the honor, I won the Kennedy Center American Theater College Festival long title. I won it in Region 4, which is in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And it's a competition with like a lot of Southeastern universities. And if you win it, they fly you out to DC, and they always bring in like guest artists, and you spend a week there with just classes, coaching sessions. They feed you. It's a great opportunity. And I had the honor of working with Jason Robert Brown and Lindsay Mendez. They were our guest artists there, and they have all the playbills of all the shows they've opened there. But to close the conference, it was a great opportunity. It was beautiful. I would love to go back. I know that a lot of tours have been canceled there due to the coronavirus that were supposed to. I know Hamilton was supposed to be there this summer, and they canceled. But Ain't Too Proud opened up there, so I was just loved being in that space, knowing that show was it previewed there. That was where it's got its legs. It was a great experience, man. It was. If I can let anybody experience it, I would definitely just take everybody.
That's incredible. What are you binging any shows right now?
Me? I'm not a big TV show person.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I have been on Disney Plus lately.
Okay. How is Disney Plus? Like, is it worth it?
At first, I was hesitant to buy it, but now that I have it, I don't regret it, if that makes sense.
What do you watch?
That's a Raven has been on.
Oh,
a lot.
That would be nice to see that.
A few episodes of Proud Family. A few episodes of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and we just touch everything, But Disney Plus is the only thing I've been, at home enjoying myself with.
That's amazing. And what do you? obviously things are never going to be the same after this. I feel like that's pretty much common knowledge. But what do you guys want to be working on artistically, like after this is all over? Like, do you guys have any dream projects?
Ooh.
Finishing
Well,
school. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
oh, you're fine. I'm supposed to be doing Ragtime as Sarah's friend.
Oh, what?
Hopefully, that is still in motion.
Oh my god!
Hey, come on, y'all!
I will have to come and see that.
Actually, that's so funny. So I had to actually like fight for that because they were like,
Yeah.
"Who do you want to be?" I was like, "Well, I've done Ragtime before. I don't want to be an ensemble anymore. They don't do anything."
Mhm.
I want to sing for Sarah's friend. Huh? I was like, nowhere in the script that it says she's a, like it has to be a woman. It never says that. It says Sarah's friend. Why can her friend be male?
Oh my gosh!
So I'll off of that, and hopefully I'm doing Gospel Colognes at the end of the year.
Yes. As which track, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in an ensemble track. I don't know. I'm supposed to sing. I'm cast as the friend. He's the one who sings Fred Colognes. He sings the title song.
Oh, okay. That's amazing.
So
Richard,
hopefully that will still happen.
yes, please. Richard, what about you, love? Are you gonna give us another Green Room concert or another Bitter End concert?
I was actually supposed to do a Bitter End concert on the 20th of March. So there was a whole like first day of spring theme and great. And then the situation happened and they like canceled it maybe 3 days before. So we have a new date of July 10. Yes.
Yes, you have a new date. Yes.
And I've just been spending this time kind of like writing new things.
Yes.
And, new colors and just everything. I'm like gonna be screaming.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Y'all, Richard's music. I'm sorry to brag and gush, but no, your music is so innovative and different. Like,
I appreciate it.
It's something so special to be coming from like an African American writer. Like, it's just such a good representation. Y'all, the Bitter End, they were living. Like, that was a good ass crew that we had on that day. I did TVs for Richard.
It was fun.
It was so much fun. And Devin, what are you looking forward to for when all of this craziness is over?
Craziness, I know, right? I have one semester left of school, so.
Oh, you're still in school?
I am.
Oh my God!
I know. I have my fall semester, my last semester.
I feel so old.
Then, planned on going to move to New York.
Yes.
In February and March. That's where that range I was planning on doing. But man, like internally, just working on, I think, living more in the moment.
Yeah, seriously.
That I've been like, it hit me, especially during this quarantine. I was like, you know what? I can work on this.
Mm-hmm.
I can work on, just taking that time that I have now to realize, like, soak in this, be grateful in this moment. And that'll transfer to the stage, living in the moment, living organically. But artistically, when it comes to projects wise, I don't know. Nothing in particular is happening right now, but you never know. So hopefully something beautiful is around the corner. That's all we can ask for.
And here's the real question: where you moving to?
That's the real question.
What you looking at?
What am I looking at? I don't know. I have friends in East Harlem, but
East Harlem is nice.
I don't know. So I'm trying to.
BK is nice too.
What is that?
Brooklyn is nice too. I feel like Brooklyn is a manageable place for someone.
Okay.
First moving, like especially if you live like off the A train, like closer to Midtown, it's like a 15-minute shot. So you should look into Brooklyn. But
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to broaden my intellect on that too. So who knows, But.
And how have you been kind of coping through everything that's been, happening in the media? Like, I know it's been extremely triggering for me to see. How have you been kind of dealing with this and coping with all this?
I'm not gonna say I've never. I haven't had the reaction that I've had in past events related to this than this.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I try to be as active as I can. I go out, I run, I jog, I'll go out and do some sprints, you know, but it hit me because I realized that could have been me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I realized you shouldn't, we're in quarantine. Every distraction has been taken away from us. The clubs are closed, the restaurants are closed, parks are closed, movie theaters are closed. So it's like when you think of, here I am going out to do something as simple as jogging, and then I still have to manage a fear of something happening.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't have to be an obligation.
Yeah, seriously.
And it's also tough because I was talking to my brother about this last night. I told him, I said, as performers, we use the stage to showcase how we feel.
And express,
We bring our organic selves to characters and we tell stories through that. It's tough because we don't have that privilege right now. We don't have a stage we can go on, and we don't have rehearsals we can go to kind of release that tension,
Yeah.
And so I'm at home right now. I'm like, why is this so on my mind? Why is it hurting so bad? Because I don't have that
outlet. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just tough because I realized that could have been me. That could have been my friends.
It's just so scary because, like, I think about all the time, like, even when it comes down to like getting on the train, like it's terrifying. Like everywhere you go, like seeing these people that their job, like literally what they are paid to do is protect us. And it's like, you literally don't know, like someone could make up like a cop can make up a reason to stop you, and then that could be the end of your life. So it's just like,
it's just scary, and it's just scary. And I think I wish that people would try their best to just cancel that intentional meaning. Like, people are intentionally declining reality. They're wanting to tell themselves that it's not real.
Yeah.
They're wanting to, and you call it what you want to call it, but when you see these things happening consistently, and then you see the reaction it has out of communities and any type of systems, you just want change, you want
seriously.
And it's tough because nobody wants to go out that way.
Exactly.
To say that, nobody wants to go out that way.
No.
Nobody. And it just hurts. It just really hurts. And it's unfortunate. And I just feel bad for this family. I feel bad for that community.
Yeah, seriously.
Birthday is today, or is coming up, or something like that.
Yeah, and the fact that literally now there is a Facebook page like in support of the people of the father and the son. It has like almost 30,000 members. That's like, these two men are upstanding Christian men. They had a right to do what they did. Like, it is insane, like the world that we live in.
It's unfortunate, man, and it's not right. But I mean, I have to remind myself that I have to do the best that I can do.
Yeah.
With my situations, and to treat people with just grace and love, man.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's not hard because it's not hard.
Yeah.
It really it's not hard, but to answer your question, my brother, that's how I've been feeling, and it's tough, but I have to wake up every day and look up above, take that breath, and just be happy that I
can be grateful. Yeah.
Love that.
Richard, how have you kind of been? Do you like what have your thoughts been on what's been happening in our country right now?
I'll try to be as concise as possible with this answer. I'm going to say Black men have grown up in this country to compartmentalize our different identities. And the one that we cannot hide is the color of our skin.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know what I mean? Most of us. I do not have the same reaction to this as I did with any of the other people who have died under this type of situation.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't feel the like overwhelming amount of grief. And maybe because I just had one of the worst years of my own life, I think that it's just like the wake up call or the reminder that this has played out in so many different ways with the same result.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we have to decide how we're going to respond to this. Yes, I'm upset. Obviously, this did not have to happen. It just didn't. But what are we actually going to do about it? Because we're under this quarantine. We can't do it. Any marches, you know, you can't be physical at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, people are running, you know, doing the 2.23 miles. That's great. But one thing that I have learned so far is that action is not enough.
Yeah.
Just not. This is a time for us to get involved in American politics.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, it is being made abundantly clear that we are not the people that they want to protect. The people that are in charge don't care. They don't. And the sooner we understand that, I guess it's not fair to say that they don't care. They don't care enough. Because just a simple fact that this man was killed in February and it's May.
Yeah, seriously.
And we just got an arrest of 2 men shooting a man, killing him on video
in 2020. Jeez, I mean,
like
ridiculous.
This is the best that you can do after we have basically made you?
Yeah.
No, we're done with that. We're done with that. So in order to replace or in order to get rid of these people, we have to replace them, which means we need to be running for our municipal and state governments. We need to, you know, call out the allies and get them involved.
Exactly.
I do not care if it's uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
Because every murder, every act of violence that is unanswered sets the precedent for my own murder.
That's the truth.
Because if they didn't do nothing when, you know, Tamir Rice was killed, or nothing happened to him, or Philando
Sandra Bland,
Trayvon Martin, that one really got me. But if nothing is going to happen for their lives, what's going to happen here? The same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing. So we need to get involved in ways that we have not. It is crazy to think that, oh, we'll do a march, or, you know, we'll just say things on Facebook, on social media. No, call those people out.
Call Congress, yeah. And call, yeah.
And make shit, oops. Oh, well. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen. I'm telling all of my non-POC friends, if I don't see you calling this out, we're not friends.
Period.
If I don't see it, if I don't see that you're in the trenches with me, then you're against me. And I can't have it. Sorry.
I completely
That's why I am.
But see, man, and Richard, that goes back to what I was saying again. There's like this, people are in, I used to use the word ignorant, But to me, ignorant means lack of knowledge. That means you don't know better. At this point, it's you know, but you're declining to 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 acknowledge that you know what's going on. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people who, before you can solve any problem, brother, you have to recognize that there is a problem. And so we haven't got past the acknowledgement yet.
Exactly.
And that's the sad part.
Yeah.
That's the part that hurts the most to me, is that you have people who won't even acknowledge what's going on, whether what side of the pole, whatever side you stand on. You have to acknowledge.
You have to at least acknowledge.
You have to tell yourself that this is what's happening. This is what it is. This is the effect it has on people. And this is what it's going to end up doing if we don't stop it now.
Yeah. Because it even translates, I mean, to me, in my opinion, the split way that people are dealing with the virus right now, I think, with just like the blatant, just like lack of care. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like going to Central Park, elbow to elbow, kumbaya, having a picnic with no masks on. Like, I think it's that same type of energy where it's like, people are like, nope, I'm not paying attention to anything that's happening around me. All that matters is my little bubble around me. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, especially with people not obeying social distancing laws, Joanne.
I'm in the house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them go play with germs. I'm not. I'm not it's like I want to be healthy. So many lives, and I'm just like, if you watch the news, if you're aware of what's happening around us, like you see people dying, and you must want to die. I'm not gonna die. So I'm in the bed. I'm gonna with the corona.
With the corona, baby. Hand in hand, playing kumbaya. It's ridiculous. Like, and do you guys feel like this is, I mean, this may be a stupid question, but do you guys feel like this is going to make things stretch out? Like I wonder, like, with my roommate is going in right now. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my Lord in heaven. Like, especially with the president and like the governors of the states like completely disagreeing, like going head to head. Like, do you think, like, when do you guys think we'll be out of this? 2022? Like
I think that there are a couple of different, projections, depending on what the human population does. I think that people die because I don't even think that it's just like, oh, they're wanting to disobey the social distancing thing. I think that a lot of people are misinformed, and all it takes is a quick Google search for you to understand that, like, or just listen to the reports.
Exactly.
Of the actual medical reports, not that shit that DT is doing. Don't listen to that. The actual reports. Do you understand how this virus moves through the body?
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
so
just off rip.
Yeah.
If you have underlying conditions, which a lot of people of color, especially us.
Exactly. Seriously, to like talk about
you
that.
already got diabetes. You've been smoking for 40 years. Your lungs already, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're already starting in a bad place.
Okay.
And have you seen this virus? Have you seen the model of what this virus does? The way that it's shaped. It gets inside your cells. Inside your cells and replicates.
Wow.
Your body has no defense for this. Your body has no defense.
Especially if you have a weak immune system already.
If you already have a compromised immune system.
Yeah.
Do you know what it feels like to drown? Because that's what you're going to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna do, especially if you're like a young person who, I'm pretty sure that I already had this thing. I mean, I'm just gonna be 100% honest. I think that I already had it, and it was the worst thing in my life. I never want to experience anything like that again.
Wow.
And the only thing that I didn't really have was like the pneumonia aspect of it, but I was down for like almost 3 weeks. It was terrible. And there are a lot of young people that are, you think because you're young that you're going to automatically survive this situation. But there are many reports of young people who go in and they have the disease and they're getting better, and then it's over. Your body, you can't fight this.
You cannot fight it. That's the thing. Like, if you don't mind me asking, with you, did it start first with a fever? Like, what were the first symptoms that you experienced?
Well, the crazy thing about it was that, like, and I'm very intuitive about what's going on with my body, but I had a really sharp pain in my like left testicle, and it was,
oh my God.
I mean, it was like something that you never want in your life. I'm thinking like,
Jesus.
do I have a tumor? Like, what's going on? Like, it hit just like that for an entire day. Do we have 5 people?
My Zoom eating.
Sorry, I was like,
I said we got 2 Juans now. Yes, Lord.
Double the pleasure.
Double.
All works in mysterious ways.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I had like a serious pain for like 24 hours, and it was excruciating. And then the second that went away, I got a cold.
Wow. Like, and just like that, transition straight to the next symptom.
It was like literally, the pain was so bad I couldn't even say Jesus. I was in my bed God. Mouthing Jesus. Mouthing. Oh my God. So after that, as soon as I was over, I got a cold. Took some medicine for that I had at the house. Everything was cool. Get better. The flu. Out.
Oh.
Didn't eat for 5 days. Couldn't even, like, had to crawl to my bathroom.
Insane.
It was the worst.
And was like, did you actually go and get a test, or did you like just wait it out?
By that time I couldn't get out of my house if I wanted to.
Wow.
And by that time, this is like the 3rd and 4th week of January. So by that first or 2nd week of February, I was like gaining some weight back because I had lost a smooth 15 pounds.
Oh my God.
I don't have 15 pounds to lose.
Okay.
So it was a serious thing. I was wearing 3 or 4 pair of pants when I like walked out of the house for rehearsals. It was a thing.
That's insane. That's what I wonder. That's why I'm just like, I can't even imagine. I mean, prayerfully, we don't want it to be forever. So prayerfully soon, but it's just crazy to think because a lot of people were getting this before we even acknowledged or knew that it was a thing.
That it was yeah.
So I'm just like, where could the end of this be? But that's why I'm just like, every day, because I had a tour that ended because of the virus or whatever, and like I know a lot of other artists have been losing jobs and everything, and quarantining is not the best, but it's like every day that I'm alive and I can like breathe in and out, I'm just like so grateful, especially where I live. Like I would say maybe at least 5 times a day there's an ambulance going up and down the street. So it's just like it's a crazy time. I think artists are like called to the forefront more than ever because everybody at home. So who's gonna entertain them?
Honestly.
Okay, so I feel like now more than ever,
Hopefully that appreciation level can stay high.
I agree. I completely agree. Yeah, what do y'all think? I'm curious to know y'all's thoughts on what y'all think the future of and then after this topic we'll wrap it up because it's been a lovely conversation. But what do y'all think the future of theater is gonna be after this?
There's a lot of virtual stuff happening now, which it's cute, but like it's not that theater is meant to be done in front of people.
Hey,
Like,
brother.
Yeah, like it's meant to be, you know, people need to feel this in person. You can't feel the same via a screen. I think they're gonna do, I think a long time we may have smaller houses. There may be like less people allowed into the theater. I know a theater in Chicago's now, they're gonna start doing, the box office will be outside behind a glass room. And they're gonna remove a bunch of their seats so that people can social distance inside the theater. And then they'll focus on doing like shows like cabaret shows or like shows that involve two people. It'll be very, very, very smart, but very difficult and a weird transition to like figure out how do you get two people, like what two-person shows can you do, and how many people can come into the house.
Exactly.
How do you rehearse that?
That's the biggest
That's a
thing
band.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I'm with you, Jawan, on that whole virtual thing. It's like, and it hit me so hard. Like that first 3 weeks, I was like, you know what? Just ride this out and be over. But now I'm like, I'm eager to just put creativity out, but I also don't like forced creativity. You know what I'm saying? And theater is like, you can't erase the fact that it's meant to be a person to person. It's like you that's where the magic is. And there's only so much you can do behind the camera. You can't feel stage presence.
Exactly.
You can't when it comes to self-submissions, you can't feel tempos. You can't push it.
Hear my reverb.
Okay. Especially you, Joanne. Your tone be bellowing off the damn wall.
I mean, you know, you can't feel those things. You know, all those great things that make artists great. Those unique isms, what I call those unique things about people. You know, it's hard to enjoy that behind the camera. And nobody goes to school to get a BFA in self-submissions.
You know what?
Hey, say that for the back of the room.
But I mean, and I'm not meaning that in the worst way. Learning how to put yourself on camera is
camera.
Learning how to put yourself on camera is a great skill. And me personally, I need to get better on it. I'm slacking. But at the same time, nobody gets a BFA or a BS or whatever, a certificate. Nobody goes to college to learn how to put their heart, soul behind a camera.
Yeah.
Unless you were just, unless you Denzel Washington.
Who could just do it all, bitch.
You don't need a camera. You just have a perform in front of this. He'd do it for you.
Exactly.
But I mean, and it's hard, you know. You see people post this, and then you feel like you have to put something out there, you know. Like I just want people to know that both options are okay.
Yeah.
Being at home, reading a book, listening to music, performing in front of your mirror, and not posting, that's just fine. Exactly. Also doing self-submissions, you know, doing what we have the lovely opportunity doing a great podcast. Like that stuff's great too, but I don't want people to feel like they have to be forced to do what.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Cause like I've also like that's been the one thing I think that's been helping me stay sane is balancing between staying busy, doing stuff that keeps me like artistically and, you know, spiritually, mentally like busy and like edified, but at the same time I also need to sit in my underwear and play video games all day. Like it's a balance, I think.
Yes, sir. But you know, nobody that's living on this earth has been through what we're going through right now, so it's also hard to say what is right and what is wrong, of how to, you know, keep your inner self flowing, because nobody's been through this, you know. But it's definitely everybody. We're all on the same boat. We might be in different storms, but we're all in we're all in this together, and we just got to take it day by day, especially people who do what we do, who perform and who are artists. It's you have to remember that, you know, that we gotta continue just to be ourselves.
Exactly. Richard, how are you?
I think that theater as we know it is no more.
Mm.
I don't think that it just can't continue the way that it is. What I would like to say is that, yeah, we'll have theater back in October. I don't think so. At least not in the capacity that we were accustomed to. I think, and my friend Manny Houston actually has many opinions about this, but this is the time for you to be innovative. This is the time for you to be creative, not necessarily show and tell. We're not here for that. Like, to your point, like it should not feel forced. You know what I mean? That is not what it should be. But you definitely should be thinking, if this does not return, what am I going to do? How am I going to make it? Because right now everybody's at a standstill. Like, it's okay because nobody's doing anything.
Exactly.
You know, like, in that regard, we are all in the same boat. Nobody's going down to you know, the Richard Rodgers Theater and performing anything.
Exactly.
Richard Rodgers.
But we definitely need to be thinking about, like, how are we going to do this? I mean, I'm writing a show right now, and there's 25 people in the band.
You better work.
I mean, like, there's just at least 25 people in the band. Like, I have 60 people in the chorus. Like, this, what do you mean? You know, like, this, we have to figure out a way to do what we are here to do, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, and we have plenty of time to work it out. Don't rush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that song ever again, but don't rush into it. Like, take this time as a gift and really, like, use your brain. You know what I'm saying? Play video games if you want to, but, you know.
Read some Ulla Hagen. Like,
Okay.
you better get to work. Sit back, read some Ulla Hagen. Pick up somebody's score, learn your part.
No,
so then when you pick
seriously.
back up, you already know it.
Write an EP.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Really?
Yeah,
Write your music up.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I cannot thank y'all enough for being here today. This has been such an incredible conversation. I feel so honored to be around three incredible, talented brothers. So thank you guys so much for being on today. This has been another episode of The Cherry Pit. Thank you so much for joining us. Do y'all think that name is corny?
Yeah. Oh, that's catchy. Cheers.
I like
Yeah.
Well, on that note, thank y'all so much for tuning in and have a wonderful evening.